Very diplomatic about this. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color.
Sheila Johnson's hypocrisy is out in the open, and honestly, it's not even subtle. The Washington Mystics owner had a lot to say when Time magazine named Caitlin Clark Athlete of the Year. According to her, the entire WNBA should have been on that cover instead of just Clark. She went on CNN, made it sound like Clark's recognition was unfair, and even hinted at a racial component. But here's the kicker. When it came time to cash in on Clark's popularity, Johnson had no problem doing exactly that. The numbers don't lie. Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. Before she even played her first professional game, Indiana Fever season tickets were sold out. The team's jersey sales shot up by 1,000%. Wherever she plays, attendance skyrockets. Even the Mystics, Johnson's own team, saw a massive jump in ticket sales when Clark came to town, with attendance reaching nearly 20,000 fans for those games, compared to the usual 5,000 when other teams visited. That's not just a boost, it's a complete game changer for the league. And yet, Johnson acted like Clark was just another player in the mix. She dismissed the idea that one player could make such a big difference and suggested that highlighting Clark alone was somehow unfair to the rest of the league. But actions speak louder than words, and Johnson's latest business move tells the real story. The Mystics quietly decided to move their home games against Clark's Fever to a bigger arena in Baltimore. Their usual venue holds about 4,200 fans, but the new one, it can seat nearly 14,000. That's a 10,000 seat difference, and you don't make a jump like that unless you know demand is going to be off the charts. So let's be real. Johnson isn't against individual recognition. She's against Clark getting it. When Aja Wilson was named one of Time's Women of the Year, suddenly Johnson had nothing to say. No complaints about team unity, no concerns about singling out one player. Just silence. The same media structure she blamed for supposedly elevating Clark over other WNBA players was now celebrating Wilson. But for some reason, Johnson didn't have an issue with it anymore. That's not standing on principle. That's picking and choosing when to be outraged. And through it all, Clark herself has stayed above the drama. Instead of firing back or getting defensive, she took the high road, saying she respects all her fellow players and just wants to compete. That's a level of professionalism that speaks volumes, especially when compared to the way certain people in the league keep trying to downplay her success. What's happening here isn't just about one owner being hypocritical. It's about the WNBA struggling to figure out how to handle a superstar who is reshaping the league in real time. Instead of embracing what Clark brings to the game, some executives seem more focused on controlling the narrative. But here's the thing. Fans aren't stupid. They see the impact Clark is having. They see the attendance numbers, the jersey sales, and the way the league is growing because of her. And they definitely see when someone like Johnson tries to act like Clark isn't the reason for all this attention, while simultaneously adjusting business strategies to capitalize on her popularity. At the end of the day, the WNBA can't afford to alienate its biggest star. Whether people like it or not, Clark is the face of the league right now. That doesn't mean other players aren't talented. That doesn't mean the WNBA hasn't been building momentum for years. But if Johnson truly believed in her own words about team recognition over individual accolades, she wouldn't be moving games to bigger arenas just for the chance to cash in on Clark's presence.